A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, episode 39 of Star Wars Morrison Madness.
This might be 36 though, because we might publish this one early. Just so you know.
Then those are called prequels.
Oh.
You don't have to film them in order.
Gotcha. Okay.
Think about it. 4, 5, and 6 came out first.
Okay.
Don't make me use the Force on you. I will. So, not too long ago, everybody got introduced to Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And we didn't want Chewbacca to be the sole Wookiee in the house.
Right.
So then we went and picked up
Malla.
which is short for
Mallatobuck. Yeah.
Which, if you've read any of the books, is Chewie's wife, or if you've seen the Star Wars Christmas special.
Or there's a book all about Wookiees for kids that talks about it too.
I highly recommend the Christmas special. It is the biggest Star Wars train wreck that you will ever love.
So
to recap real quick about Chewie, he is a
Morkie,
and he is 16 weeks.
16 weeks old today.
Yeah.
And Malla will be 14 weeks old tomorrow.
They're a day apart?
Yeah. 2 weeks in a day.
Okay.
Yep. So close enough to 2 weeks. We just pretty much say 2 weeks.
We're just holding on to Chewie because if we don't, he'll be getting into stuff. This episode is about Malla.
Yes.
So we're going to focus on...
And Malla is super tired.
Telling you all the wonderful things about
nap time.
Malla.
Can we wake up? Hi. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Yeah. So Malla is a Yorkiepoo. And she's going to be a little bit bigger than Chewie. At 12 weeks, she was 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds. Something like that. We've been posting some updates on our group. What else do we want to say about Malla?
Well, we already mentioned that she's not a Morkie. She's a Yorkiepoo.
Yep.
And I don't know if you can tell in the video, but if you look at her face, you can see how white the fur is on her face. The tips of her coat are red.
Yes.
But her undercoat is very, very white.
Yes.
It's a very interesting color.
Yeah.
And there's little patches of darker fur in there, but it's very, very interesting.
You can kind of see the darkness there.
Chewie's coat is very interesting too, compared to the previous dog that we had. It's got multiple colors and multiple layers of colors. Right. They're very Wookiee-ish.
They are
colored.
They are. Yes.
So.
Yep.
We have learned a lot of things about Malla over the last 6 weeks. Is that what it's been?
So her birthday is April 9th, and we got her on June 11th. And I don't know if we said specifically for Chewie. Chewie's birthday is March 25th, and we got him on May 22nd.
So it's been 4 weeks for her.
Has it only been 4? Okay.
Well, the 11th. Today's the 15th.
Yeah.
So maybe 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Something like that.
Because we got her on a Friday.
Yep.
We had put some barriers around the house at 18 inches, and the little chew monster couldn't get over them.
Right.
But we thought we had measured his head and that he wouldn't be able to get through them, and since Malla was a little bigger, she wouldn't be able to get through them. Well, he found one little space in one of them.
That was just slightly over 2 inches that we made.
So then his head fit right through there.
Well, and then our 18-inch... Because we had 2 fences. We had one that was...
One that we homemade.
And
then one that we bought.
One that was bought, yeah. So the bought one he couldn't get through, but the one that we homemade, we made it... One space was a little larger than 2 inches, and his head would fit through.
Right. But Malla...
is a jumper.
We found out real quick that she would just jump up, grab the top of it, and pull herself over.
Yes, she likes to jump and climb things.
So we had already ordered a little pen that had like 8 little panels that we thought we would use outside that they could...
Yep.
Have a little runaround time when we weren't specifically paying attention to them.
Right, because we don't have a fenced-in yard. So we're training them to stay in our yard because it is very big and we're not in a busy area.
And it's 24 inches.
Right.
And
so we thought we'd use that inside, just a couple of the panels.
Wasn't even 3 or 4 days.
No, I think it was 2 days.
She was jumping up, grabbing the top of that, pull herself over that.
Yeah, she likes to jump over those too. Yep, absolutely.
So then we bought, what's that gate, 30 inches?
That one's 36.
That is 36?
Yeah, that's 36. It's a walk-through baby gate.
Okay.
36 inches.
So she can't she can't jump up and grab onto that because it doesn't have cross
Correct.
pieces. But the little chew monster here, one of the gaps in the wires is a little more than 2 inches. And so he just sticks his little head through there and he just walks right through that one.
Yep.
But we bought 4 36-inch tall by, I think, 30-inch panels. Right there. So there's 8 panels for each one.
Right.
And we bought 4 of those. So that
it's a
they
good
would
sized
have,
area.
Yeah, they would have
outside.
a big area outside. I mean, it's got to be 20 by 20 or
something
more.
like that.
And we didn't even have it up a day. And I'm out there doing stuff in the yard. And the next thing I know, Malla's over at my feet. I put her back in there. Yep, she jumps up, climbs it, pulls herself right over the top of it.
I'm pretty sure I said that when you were saying that you were going to order that.
This isn't about you. This is not an episode about you being right. This is an episode about Malla.
But I
don't
said
ruin
I don't.
the episode.
I think that she's going to just be a jumper climber, and I think it doesn't matter how.
And what did I
tall
say? I
the
said I'll
fence
spend
is.
my own money. I don't care. We're getting it.
Yeah, and we did. But
Yeah.
I think she's just a jumper climber. I think if it was 48 inches, she's a jumper climber. She would just climb it if she can.
So today I was outside talking to a friend.
Yeah.
And normally when we go out there with the puppies, we have 2 little lawn chairs that we leave out there and we sit in there. And they just, as long as we're sitting out there, they will run around inside that enclosure. And sometimes we leave it open and they will, one runs around the inside, one runs around the outside.
Right.
But then they stay in the yard. And we've got their toys in there and a water bottle.
Yep.
So today I'm standing there on the porch talking to my friend.
And they're in the fenced-in area, but you're not. And
Right.
then that's when there's issues. That's when Malla wants to get out and Chewie wants to get out.
And all of a sudden I see Malla jump up onto this lawn chair. And I didn't really think anything of it. And the top of the lawn chair kind of has a curved back right here. Just a little bit, like it's like 2 or 3 inches
Right.
curved back at the top. And the next thing I know, Malla jumps up on the top of it. And she's perched there. And I tried to get my phone out and take a picture. And the chair was a good 2 feet away from the fence.
Oh.
And she just launched herself over it. I mean, she's like parkour dog. That's really what it is. I'm telling you. She's wears herself out doing all that parkour. Look at her.
Right?
She's just zonked.
She's tired. I figured she'd be zonked by the time we got to the podcast. Is she sleeping?
Yeah.
She's out.
Yep.
She's a good girl, though. She's a bad girl, but she's a good girl.
This is normally their nap time, though, because at night we have our DJ shows, so normally we're leaving between 5 and 6.
Right.
And we put them in the kennel and they take a nap. And so...
Right. Yep. Yeah, so when we're recording this is a night that we don't have a show, and so then this is their nap time, which works out well because then we can record and not have to worry about them.
This is probably a news flash to... the 5 million people that watch our thing is that we...
The whole 3.
we do our videos at night, our podcasts at night, because our AV guy is out tooling around on his yacht or driving around in his Lamborghini during the day. And,
yeah, absolutely.
When the sun's out, so he...
Well, we don't want to detract from him having
He's nice
fun.
enough to free up
exactly
some time at night for us. And
absolutely, yes.
So we don't give enough appreciation to our AV guy.
We do not give enough appreciation
we love
to our
him.
AV guy.
He is great that he will step away from all of his
It's a true story.
rich toys and come and hang out with us.
True story, yeah. So...
and he puts up with the puppies that try to untie his shoes and try to pull his socks off of his feet.
Yes, and move the tripods as we're setting them up.
Yes.
They were playing underneath the tripod as we were setting stuff up and moving the cameras around, which makes it difficult to get ready. But a couple things that we do, I did want to talk about it's kind of for both of them, but really just because we're talking about Malla, is that we got them Fitbarks. And so I don't know that you'll be able to see it. Maybe on Malla you can see there's like a little bone on her collar.
Which is attached to her Wookiee bandolier.
Yes, attached to her Wookiee bandolier collar. And so the Fitbark is like a Fitbit, and it tracks their activity, and you can see when they sleep, when they're active, when they're playing, that kind of a thing. And for both of them, for their breed and their age and what have you, their regular activity or the general activity level is like 15,000 because it's not steps. Because again, it's hard to kind of track steps with puppies or dogs in general, and so it's activity levels. And so their regular activity or the average activity for their type of dog is around 15,000, and they both have averages in the 17,000 range. And Malla's biggest day or most active day was over 22,000 a couple days ago.
Here's a fun fact about puppies. Okay, so this is an educational podcast as well.
Right?
Puppies at this age are supposed to sleep 18 to 20 hours a day. These guys get somewhere between 8 and 10 hours of sleep a day.
10 if we're lucky. It's more like 8 to 9 hours.
They take little bitty naps and then they run for 4 hours and bark and run through They do zoomies through the house, up and down, off. And Chewie is so proud of himself because now he can jump up on the couch after Malla, where he didn't used to be able to. That's just something new in the last week, that he can jump up on the couch and follow her around.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But if you want to keep updated on them and all of the entertaining things that they do, and the occasional times when we can catch them doing crazy fun puppy stuff on video, definitely check us out, our Morrison Madness group on our Morrison Madness page on Facebook.
It's in the group that we're posting stuff.
Right,
so you go to the page, and then in the page, look at groups, and we have a Morrison Madness members group or something like that.
Right.
It's just easier to post to the group than it is to the page from our phones and stuff. So that's where we're posting that kind of stuff. But we will post updates. Oh, look at that yawn. Oh, my goodness. Chewie's so tired.
Past your bedtime, isn't it, buddy? Yes.
So we hope that you're enjoying the updates on the puppies. And if there's stuff that you want to see or hear or what have you, let us know on that.
Malla is definitely more laid back, and Chewie definitely lives up to his name as Chewie.
Yes.
He tries to chew everything.
Including our floor tile today. Mm-hmm. So, but yes, we love hearing from you guys on what you like to see and stuff that way. We'll see it. I was posting almost every day, but I feel like I have slacked on that. I have not been posting every day now recently. So maybe I'll get back in the habit. We'll see. But this is Malla. Yeah, say hi to everybody.
I think 2 is definitely better than 1. I mean, it's always a personal preference, but I'm glad that we got 2 and don't just have 1. It is twice as much work, but
it's more than twice as much work.
I think it's definitely worth it. And I think as they get older and become potty trained and all of the other training stuff that we're trying to work on, which we will do a podcast about the different training things that we're doing and using, the techniques and the tools and all of that stuff at a later date. But we just wanted to introduce Malla. We were hoping that she would be more awake, but
it's
not
so
happening so much.
Yeah. So, but I do think it is definitely more than twice the amount of work. Like, you think, oh, it's, 2 puppies at the same time, you're doing the same thing, so then you can, just do it once. No, that's not the case.
Not unless you can get them on a synced schedule where they eat exactly the same time and go to the potty exactly at the same time. And right now, I mean, they eat at the same time, their potties are not at the same time.
No, and they feed off of each other with stuff. So, if you leave the room and one gets stressed, the other one stresses out as well. And so then it keeps going back and forth in that sense, and you don't have the opportunity to work one-on-one with them the way that you do if you only have the one puppy. And so then it's harder because when you try and work with one, the other one wants to be right in the middle. But if you try and separate them, then they want to know where the other puppy is.
Oh yeah, they have FOMO like you wouldn't imagine.
Yes, they do. And so then they don't want to pay attention to you because they're looking for the other puppy.
Don't you, buddy? So
it's definitely one of those of, I feel like it's more than twice the amount of work, but it's definitely worth it.
Don't you? You have FOMO, don't you?
100% worth it. And I am glad that we have 2 of them as well. I think they will do a lot better in the long run having the 2 of them. And I think part of the reason they're so active and don't sleep 20 hours a day
is because there's 2 of them.
Is because there's 2 of them and they can play together because we're crazy busy at times. And so then we're not able to spend as much time with them as we would like. And probably sometimes as much as they need if they were an individual puppy and we'd need to play with them. And
even though they're frustrating, I mean, we love them to death. They're great puppers.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So again, check us out on all of the social medias.
Yeah, I don't think we said hello. So we're Morrison Madness. I'm Don. And I'm LaShelle. And this is Malla.
This is Chewie.
And that's Chewie.
They're the star of the show tonight.
Yeah.
So.
And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See all the places we go. Or all the things we do.
And if any of you sees any links to any awesome, Wookiee costume things for them.
Yeah, send us links to stuff.
Absolutely.
We'll give updates. They have a vet visit tomorrow. And so tomorrow I'll try and do an update on the 14 and 16 weeks and their weights and stuff that way. So But I think they're ready for bed.
Yes, they are.
They're zonking out on us.
So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully
Absolutely.
we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.